Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping in. If you're new here, my name is Sherry and I'm giving everyone a little life update because if you have been following my channel, you know that we've been planning on moving this summer. My twin daughters, they both just graduated from college here in South Florida, and they want to move back to Kansas City where all of our family is. We've been in Florida about 23 years now. There's a yes and a no to are we still moving. Yes, my daughters are still moving. No, I won't be moving this summer. And here's the background on that. My daughter Gabrielle got engaged at Christmas time. She and her fiance have been dating for 5 years, and he too wants to move to Kansas City. And he took the initiative and got relocated with another police force. He left on Monday this week. He starts his new job. He's found a gorgeous townhome for them up there, and my daughter Danny will be rooming with them. The girls will be staying here until July 14th because the townhome won't be ready until then. And cutting to the chase, decided to stay here in Florida probably at least 6 months to a year. So I went from no car payment to having a car payment. And I got to thinking, it really doesn't make a lot of sense for me to quit my job and head off to Kansas City with a car payment, car insurance, cell phone. A lot more sense for me to stay here right now and get that car paid off as fast as I can. And then once that's paid off, I will do the packing and do the moving. Girls are 25. They've been in college for a long time, and they've never had their own places before, and I think it's best if they go on their own and get to start their new home in a way that's really just theirs and not mom piggybacking with them until mom can find her place kind of thing, right? So, yeah, that's a plan. And although it is a little, sad, my babies are flying the coop. We all know it's coming, right? I'm lucky I've had them until the age 25, really. I'm so blessed. They're such great girls. And I'm so excited for their future for them. But I'm also, to be honest, looking forward to having a little just me time. Not for too long, but, a few months of that won't hurt anything. So I just wanted to give you guys that scoop. And also, it puts a whole new spin on the food storage. So my plan is to do another freezer and pantry inventory. So yeah, I'll have some upcoming videos like that. And I really appreciate you guys following my channel. If you haven't liked and haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. I appreciate it. And let's get into the new summer decor video. This is the inspo pic for a new look I tried in my dining room on the console table area. I also did a DIY on a wood look bowl from the Goodwill. This inspo reconfigure started off with this wood bowl I spotted at Bell's Outlet. This thing was $30 and I thought, I bet you I could do a DIY on that. So here's step one of my wood look bowl on the cheap. I picked up a lampshade, one of those, I think they call them boob lights, a little china dish, which I glued to the top of the lampshade. Then I picked up a string of beads from the Dollar Tree, and I glued those around the base of this dish to copycat the DIY pic. And here I've got some spackle to fill the holes in the light fixture that are used to mount it to a ceiling when you're using this in the standard way. So I'm going to fill those in and let that dry, and then I'll get to painting. So I started off by spray painting the entire bowl and the beads with some beige spray paint. Now I've got my bowl inside, and I'm dabbing on some white paint, some darker brown paint, kind of going for that aged vessel meets wood grain look. So I'm pretty happy with the way this turned out, considering it was about a $4 project with the $2 spent on the lampshade, $1 on the beads, and about 70 cents on that little china dish for the base. I figured, if I don't like it, no big deal, right? And I love being creative. It's just fun. So, compared to the inspo pick, I thought it turned out well. So here's a closer look at the finished bowl. I got that big wood ball at Burlington. I'm telling you guys, I hit the Burlington clearance jackpot this past weekend. So many fantastic items for next to nothing. I couldn't believe it. I got that big wooden ball made in India for $4. Now, I don't know that this is the way I'm going to keep this console table area long term, but I was just having fun, getting as close as I could to the inspo pick in the sense of, what I had on hand combined with buying and DIYing a few things and moving some decor items around in my house. But overall, I am just really pleased with the way this turned out. And I think you guys should give it a go. If you have any kind of inspo pick that you're wanting to copycat, give it a try. It's fun, just give it a whirl. You might surprise yourself with how well you do. I really enjoyed myself, and it was fun going for a neutral look. And here's a quick look at it from a side angle, just so you guys can get a feel for the overall vibe in that corner. I really do think it is a fresh look. And here's another DIY project I took on because lamps are crazy expensive. We all know that. And I had some glass lamps in my bedroom for years that I had taken as hand-me-downs from my daughter's rooms when they upgraded. And I finally decided it was time for a new vibe in there. I was inspired by lamps that I saw at Hobby Lobby that were $100. And times two, $200, right? So I didn't go for the exact chippy look because I'm not doing modern farmhouse anymore, but I did like the shape of that lamp. And I'm really happy with the way the lamps turned out overall. I paid $8 per lamp at Goodwill, and then I paid about $22 per lamp for new shades at Home Depot. So call it, what is that, about $60 total. So less than the cost of one lamp at Hobby Lobby, and I think that was a win. And then I'll show you how the finished lamps look when I get to a tour of the bedroom here in a minute. All right, so the next area of improvement is our sideboard that we keep the china in. This is an antique that I bought 25 years ago in Miami, and after looking at several inspo picks, I realized I really need to scale up the size of the decor items I place on this because it's really deep, it's long, so it gets kind of cluttered looking with all the smaller items. I'll show you some inspo pics. There isn't one specific picture I'm trying to copycat, but a culmination of all of the ideas. And here are the inspo pics. You'll quickly begin to see a theme of big lamps. So that was my number one goal, to upscale that skinny little lamp, which I had done a little DIY on that wooden lamp a few months ago. But, live and learn, on to the next DIY, right? So definitely a big lamp and some bigger scale items in general. And I wanted to switch up the artwork. So here I am with my Goodwill lamp that I bought for $8. This thing was so big when I brought it home and set it on the table. Gabby was like, "What the heck are you gonna do with that monster?" But it all worked out in the end. So here I am taping off the light bulb area, getting it prepped to go outside and spray paint it. I'm going to start with painting the whole thing black. Now I'm back inside and going at adding paint to the vase in the same method I did to do the aged vessels. If you caught that video a few weeks ago, it's really the same method, only I didn't use any spackle to add texture because this lamp had kind of a pebbled look to it, very subtle, but it was there. So I didn't bother with that. And I'm doing a mix of gray and brown and white on this. I started out dabbing with this little sponge here and there, spreading it a little bit, patting, and then before it was all said and done, I ended up switching over to a wet paper towel, just like I did with the aged vessels that I had done in the earlier video. But basically, you just have to have a lot of patience with this technique because it keeps feeling like it's not looking very well. But then if you just keep going, it always turns out great, is my experience with this type of look. So just keep going. You see how nice that looks now? But it did take a couple of hours. You have to have some patience. And I'm just really pleased with how it turned out, especially considering a lamp of this size would be well over $100, maybe $200-300 if it came with a lampshade. And they're also very hard to find on this scale. So very pleased with how that turned out. And on with some clearance items that I managed to snag in the course of doing this revamp of my dining area. I got this little watercolor at Hobby Lobby on half price. I think I paid like $7 for it. And you know how that is. Every couple of weeks they do wall decor half off, table decor half off kind of thing. And I was able to snag it on one of their cycling sales, if you will. I ended up putting that on my bookshelf in my living room. And I snagged these little wooden links on clearance. They weren't on the table decor sale. They just were marked down basically half price. And I'm real happy with those. And then I also managed to snag this huge lampshade. What a find this was at Bell's Outlet. It's got a couple little dings, but they're in the back. I got that sucker for $7. And if you've been shopping for lampshades lately, you know what a find that was. Now here's another look at the before, just so you can acquaint yourself with it. And now here's a look at the after. What a difference, huh? With that huge lamp and the artwork, which I also got half price at Hobby Lobby. That thing was $100. I got it for $50. And I'm just really pleased. I spent all together with the little DIYs, the stuff I bought at the Goodwill, the stuff I bought at Hobby Lobby, etc. I spent just a little under $100 to redo the look of my sideboard there. And I know that sounds like a lot of money, but half of it was that picture. So, and I'm just so pleased with how it looks. It looks even better in person. And I also picked up some of these little rattan placemats just to kind of upgrade the vibe of the table for summer. And the runner I've had for years. So here's another look from this angle. And it's funny because I ended up with a lot more gray items on here than I was planning, but I'm very happy with that. And it's just interesting how things can come together. You know, all the colors in the painting and the different vases and lamp, etc. They just all play so well together. I'm just well pleased with it. I happen to have had that vase for 25 plus years. Same thing with the foliage there. I've had that a long time, so didn't spend any money there. I DIY'd that vessel. If you watched my aged vessel video, yeah, I think that was in there too. That was a Goodwill find I got for $8-10. It was a super orange terracotta with some very colorful Mexican flowers in the center of the bowl. And the little links, I think, look really nice in there. And I did pick up these are asparagus picks at Hobby Lobby on a week when they had all their foliage half off. And this is one of those vases I did in that earlier video. Just love the way that turned out. And it's funny because I bought that little gray statue at Burlington there in the middle on clearance this past weekend. I just can't get over the sales I got there. And my lamp turned out so well, if I do say so myself. Just love it. And I think the shade is perfect for the size of the base. And I'm not one to like the shades that really angle out a long ways because I don't like it when my shade touches the wall. So I got this little guy for a little over $4, and I can't get over how the shade goes so well with the vase and the lamp. And then this tree that was a free curbside pickup from a neighbor around the corner when I was out for one of my early morning walks a couple of weeks ago. I really think they combined two trees, so it's almost too thick, and I might try buzzsawing this thing in half. You see how it kind of looks like they've used some wood filler to sort of combine them together? And I got that pot at Walmart for $12 and kind of age vesseled it as well. Anyway, we'll see. I may break that tree up. It's a little thicker than I'd like right there. And I'm just really happy overall with the way it's turned out. And I will give you a long view here so you can get a sense of the overall vibe. And it's funny because Danny picked up this little water fountain for the cats last summer. And the cats love drinking out of that thing, of course. They love the running water. But it has such a nice, perfect little water fountain sound. Very quiet, very subtle, but it's so nice. And now here's a look at the bedroom. I picked up those little bookends at Home Goods on their clearance rack for $8. Those are solid marble. Those things are heavy. Love those. And now here's a look at the lamps. And I had that artwork that's now over my bed hanging in the dining room over the console table. I'm really happy with the way these lamps turned out. I'm considering adding just a little more white here and there, but I'm very happy with them, especially compared to the skinny little glass lamps that had been in there. They just looked a little dated to me. It was definitely all worth the hard work on the DIYs, but I do really enjoy the creativity. And I got this new bedding. It's such a nice lightweight comforter for summertime, especially here in Florida. I got it at Ross a month or two ago. Couldn't believe what a good deal I got on it, about $30 for the comforter and the 2 shams it came with. And I really like the way the colors in this artwork flow with my bedding. And it has all just come together in a way that even my YAs tell me they just love, and it's the best my bedroom has ever looked. So, that's a good compliment, right? And this little tray, I have fun putting a little decor on that as well. Got to have fun where you can. And in a prior video, I believe I showed you this throw that I got at Home Goods. It's from Portugal, and oh my goodness, this is my favorite throw, and I especially love that it's reversible. I DIY'd this little bench years ago. It was a free curbside pickup, and it was hideous, but solid wood, really good quality, and I'm making the most of that as well. Just overall enjoying all of these changes, and I'm not ready to move yet. I'm enjoying my little house. We only moved here 2 years ago, And this bedroom furniture, I have had it for 35 years. I got it at an Amish furniture store in Kansas City, and that stuff is so heavy. I will definitely be moving my bedroom set. Not sure about most of the furniture in the rest of the house other than the girls' bedrooms, but that's definitely coming with me when I move. All right, and one last little area that we have upgraded for the summer. Over here by the front door, I bought this little stand at Ross for, gosh, next to nothing, and the basket and the mirror all at Ross, not on the same day. I think it was 3 separate little shopping trips. They were all fantastic prices. If you guys shop at Ross, you know how that is. I felt really blessed to get all those items for under $100 total. And it's really upgraded our little entryway. But thank you so much for sharing in our little summer tour and my DIY-ness. I appreciate you guys coming along and tuning in. See you all on the next one.